Hello once again, people! And welcome back to another episode of Qtest! This time around, we're completing that trilogy of levels, because this is obviously a trilogy of Nick Kenny levels. Basically, we've seen TEST3M, TEST2M, and this will be TEST3M. Now, this one is one of the earliest things for Qtest. Qtest really started having maps on February 26th of 1996, and that was started with TEST3M. So this one came out on February 28th, 1996. More maps were starting to come out at this period, but at the same time, it is the closure of one of the earliest series, and it is still one of the earliest maps. So, with that in mind, as said, this is pretty much, by the time this map came out, there were already other maps coming out that had Test 3, so other people were kind of jumping to the gun, but as said, this is still the guy who did the original one. Anyway, there's 18 monsters strategically placed throughout this level. Oh god, we gotta count, people! We're gonna have the fun of counting. But yes, 18, we gotta remember that number. Anyway, this is also a modified version of the Test 3 map that came with the Quake Deathmatch demo, blah blah blah. You could do stuff. There's separate files available called TEST3M and TEST2M, which are the Test 1 maps and Test 2 maps, surprise surprise, with monsters. And we played both of those. So yep, it's time to play TEST3M and see what exactly this is about. Now, since the last time I recorded, I ended up going into it and changing the, I changed one or two of the lines. Not much. I just changed the SV aim. I realized I could actually change that line in here, and I made it set where it's no auto aim, if I'm right. I set it to 1. So let's see here. What it, can I see a vid describe modes and yeah, see, I could get hardware acceleration. So I'm almost curious if I could get a good vid mode on this thing too. That's actually an interesting one as well. Let's see if we could do that, because that would be nice to have a better viewing resolution in Qtest. After all, I've been starting to play Qtest way too much. I'm almost curious if I can actually increase my vid mode. Because thinks I'm doing it after all this time. But, you know, at this point, I really did not think I would be doing Qtest this much, or really having to care about different things in Qtest. So, with that in mind, let's see here. The biggest looks like this one? Well, that's more narrow. But at least now, it looks a lot more hardware accelerated and all. Describe modes. I'm trying to see here which one's, good. We might be limited to that type of thing for resolution. I'm trying to see if there's one that looks a little bit better than this. Actually, let's just go through the list. If I could type here, vid mode 1. You guys will get to see on camera what the different modes are and which kind of the best one is for us. Okay, these look the same. Vid mode 1 and vid mode 0 look the same. Vid mode 2 seems to get rid of some of the black lines. That's definitely nice. I like vid mode 2 a little bit better than vid mode 1. Vid mode 3 is a bit worse in terms of black lines and all that. Vid mode 4, vid mode 5. Vid mode 5 looks rather nice, except for the fact that it's really, really squished. Yeah, this is horrible. And this is getting even worse. Yeah, this is horrible. I can barely see what I'm doing at this point. 7, I think I'm on. Yeah, I'm trying to just go through each of the vid modes for the reason of I don't really know. But yeah, if you wanted a good resolution and some widescreen, well, here you are. Vid mode 8. It's just really, really squished. It's like, you know, the Star Wars text scaling into the background or something. But yeah, none of these are really viable for us. Definitely not. Oh my god, look at all the flickering! What have I done? Don't do vid mode 11. Okay, now we're getting to the hardware accelerated modes, if I'm right. Yeah, basically since number 11, it's been all hardware accelerated. So, yeah, we shall see if there's one better here. I mean, 12 looks, I think, a lot like how we kind of already had it. and at the same time, it is definitely a bit better, I think. You know, it looks like it's definitely like the same as Vid Mode 1, and Vid Mode 1 is a lot closer in. That's the thing. I don't like those black lines as much. I don't like how far inwards it is. That's one reason why I don't like just using the largest resolution and calling it a day, because otherwise then it's really scaled in terms of the black boxes. And I'm trying to like get a good balance between it. I think that's 15. Can we get one that has like a little bit wider? Oh my god, that's not a good one. Well, we're getting a lot of flickering. Oh my god, this is horrible. None of these resolutions really work for me. Yeah, I don't really like many of these modes. Let's see here. I think I'm almost on 19 or so. That's the thing. It's almost hard to remember what mode you're on. But yeah, like I said, I don't know why I decided now to do this. I think because, as said, I've basically been messing around a lot with Qtest. Is this actually a good video mode? I like this one. I like this one, people. 20. Or 21. I'm not sure. They both look the same to me. No, vid mode 21. And that is actually 848.40. Yeah, as you see, this actually looks rather well. Yeah, I like this. So you know what? Before we get involved with it, before I end up forgetting what exactly this is, because I just went through a giant list of different ones, and you guys get to come along for the ride just because I wanted to show off all the different modes of this thing, because I never really saw that there was different video modes or anything like that. I was too lazy to even look into it properly, so there we are. Now we actually got a proper video mode and somewhere hardware accelerated like normal Quake. It's not so limited as we kind of thought. Yeah, I probably should have assumed as much, but I kind of just thought, you know, that it was a lot like regular Quake was. I mean, I thought it was like more basic than regular Quake, and that the type of stuff didn't exist. But of course, I didn't really think properly, and here you are, Qtest, and a new fancy resolution. Now this is definitely a lot better, isn't it? Still the same sounds and the same stuff we know, but a lot better in hardware acceleration and a general look. Yes, now I feel more at home. Okay, so now we actually have a decent enough resolution and some hardware acceleration going on. I guess we're ready to kick some butt and kill 18 monsters. So we can see number 1 is this ogre here. Okay, 1 guy down. We have 17 more to go. There's a scrag right there. He's obviously number 2. So let's see here. Let's shoot him and waste him. Okay, that's interesting. There's an arrow sound on the scrag whenever he's trying to shoot me. I guess some particular thing has not been precached. I don't think I recognize seeing that in the other levels. But at the same time, I don't have any modifications and haven't modified that file. Looks like a bunch of ogres, people. Ogres everywhere. Let's get that shotgun. Why? Because double barrel shotguns are so great for dealing with ogres. They make life a lot simpler. Okay, so that's 2 ogres right there. And then we have another ogre down here. Let's wipe him out. Oh, God. This section's a little bit more uncontrolled than last time. It's not good. Play Scrag kind of messed up my entire run. I was doing good until he showed up. Guess I'm playing a little bit more reckless this time, ain't I? But there we are. We killed 2 ogres. We have 16 more enemies to go. I'm curious if the count's actually right there. Okay, let's make that 15. Let's make that 14. So far, so good. We're up to 14 enemies. There's a scrag over there. Okay. before we continue. I wonder if all enemies have like the same health or something like that. But anyway, we're up to 12 enemies with that. Owie! I should have realized that was going to hurt. Okay, this is horrible. What have I done? Also, SV aim does still seem on, even though I tried to turn it off. So, yeah. That's a thing. But let's see here. That was 3 more enemies. That leads to 9, I think. I believe we're at 9 people. I'm starting to lose count. Let's grab the rocket launcher. That'll allow us to deal with some stuff. But yeah, 9 enemies. Can we find them? Can we kill them? Who knows? Let's see here. Let's gather a bunch of goodies, because this map has been basically starting out painful. But now it seems like we have a bunch of goodies and barely anything to really face here. But yeah, I'm definitely appreciating the better resolution. There does seem to be some flickering glitches, like right here, if you notice, there's like weird flickering. I think I'd rather have that than the general limitations of this whole thing. But yeah, I think that's 11. Wait, no, that's 8. I'm starting to lose count, people. This is what happens. You're constantly trying to shoot things and move around. You're losing count of what you're doing. So that would be 7. Okay. I'm still counting, I believe. And we're up to 7. And I don't really think there's going to be that many more enemies. So I'm not sure. Did I miscount? Is there something going wrong here? I don't think monster corpses disappear, so maybe I'll have to like go back and count the corpses. But there we are. Now we actually have some guns that will allow me to fight some stuff. There we are. I'm actually able to make the jump a lot better in this resolution, I think. Here, there, I just got lucky. But in any event, there we are. There's a bunch of enemies killed. So that's 7. Where was I? Yeah, I was at 7. Let's kill sets. Sets. Make this 5. There we are. Killed the one that's been annoying me this entire time. So there we are. We're up to 5. But that's still not quite all the enemies. As I said, that's 5 remaining. Maybe the raw fish. Maybe the raw fish will bring a countdown. In fact, that's going to subtract it by 3. So now we're down to 2 enemies. Okay. And this gives us the last gun we needed. Hopefully, we can find 2 more enemies in this map and not go insane, people. Watch as there ain't 2 more enemies. We shall see, though. Oh, look! 2 more enemies! A shambler and this guy. Kill it! Kill it! Fire! And there we are. That should be everyone in the map, people. I just counted out, and it seemed like we got 18. So there we are. That seems to be the level. So this way should be totally safe, but we're going to head up this way anyway. See what's up there. And nothing, as to be expected. So there we are. 18 enemies, as exactly said. And we also mainly learned how to get a better resolution for Qtest. So at least now we have something that looks a little bit more bearable. As said, there's still a few flickering glitches and all that. It's not really that made to be a completed product. It's not something we're going to be sticking in for too long of a period of time. But at least now we have something that looks a little bit better than the very tiny resolution we were working with before. So, that's basically that. And oh my god, are there flickering glitches. But, as said, we shall put up with it because I'd rather the bigger resolution. It allows me to, I don't know, when I'm in a bigger resolution, I seem to notice I play better. Do you guys seem to notice that one? Like, whenever I suddenly switch to a bigger resolution, I suddenly feel more at home in the shooter. While with a small resolution, it's like I'm basically trying to manage things in that small resolution. And I don't play as well. I don't manage platformers. I don't do, like, fight enemies as well. It's definitely a different dynamic, I think. I'm not sure about it, but I definitely noticed that when it's in a bigger resolution, I feel more at home. And I don't want to just say it's the graphics. It's kind of weird that it would just be the graphics changing that would make me play that differently. But at the same time, it seems like it does that. But in any event, like I said, now we actually got a bigger resolution, even if it flickers a bunch. It's rather annoying that way. But at least it's something. At least it's something a little different that should allow variation. We've definitely seen the regular Qtest small resolution for the longest time. Note that most people probably weren't playing in such a complex vid mode in 1996. Hardware acceleration wasn't really a thing yet. And so people playing on something this demanding, it's not something that was really that common in 96. Most people were playing on the smaller resolutions. But we're not back in 1996, and we do get to appreciate what someone with some of the state-of-the-art technology was playing with back then. Yeah, so that's what this is. This is like a fancy version of what someone could have done in 96. And I guess we shall hopefully continue playing out these maps and get out of Qtest. I could enjoy that one. It's kind of been a little bit of time and getting a little bit tiring. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. It's been an adventure, and I guess I'll see you all, well, next time.